Every MLB World Series explained. Modern era post-1947. 1948, Cleveland Indians triumph. In 1948, the Cleveland Indians finally ended their 28-year wait by beating the Boston Braves in 6 games. Led by Lou Boudreau and a strong pitching staff, they came through in big moments. It was the last time Cleveland would win the World Series. Fans didn't know they'd be waiting decades more for another one. 1949, Yankees return. The Yankees took back their crown in 1949 with a 5-game victory over the Brooklyn Dodgers. Joe DiMaggio anchored the team while their pitchers controlled most innings. This win marked the beginning of another great Yankees run. Simply put, New York looked like they had no plans of slowing down anytime soon after this bounce-back year. 1950 through 1953, Yankees dynasty rolls on. From 1950 to 1953, the Yankees owned October. They swept the Phillies in 1950, beat the Giants in 1951, then beat the Dodgers in both 1952 and 1953. That made 5 straight titles. No team in baseball had ever done that. With stars like Yogi Berra and Mickey Mantle, New York's machine rolled on like clockwork. 1954, Giants upset Indians. The New York Giants shocked the baseball world in 1954 by sweeping the heavily favored Cleveland Indians in 4 games. Willie Mays made his famous over-the-shoulder catch in Game 1. From that moment, the Giants took over. They controlled every inning and snatched the trophy with ease. Cleveland's dominant regular season ended in heartbreak again. 1955, Brooklyn Dodgers celebrate. In 1955, the Brooklyn Dodgers finally broke through after years of frustration. They defeated the Yankees in 7 tough games to win their first World Series. Jackie Robinson, Duke Snider, and Roy Campanella made it happen. Brooklyn fans had waited long enough. That moment was pure joy, and it remains one of the city's proudest. 1956, Yankees bounce back. The Yankees returned in 1956 and got their revenge. They won a thrilling 7-game series against the Dodgers. The highlight came in Game 5 when Don Larson pitched the only perfect game in World Series history. New York took the title again, and Larson's masterpiece instantly became one of the most unforgettable moments in baseball history. 1957 and 1958, Braves and Yankees. In 1957, the Milwaukee Braves beat the Yankees in 7 games behind Hank Aaron's big bat. It was their first title since moving to Milwaukee. But the Yankees struck back in 1958. They won the rematch, again in 7 games. These 2 thrilling series kept fans on the edge and showed how evenly matched both teams were. 1959, Dodgers' first win. The Dodgers won their first title in Los Angeles in 1959, beating the Chicago White Sox in 6 games. This victory marked a fresh start on the West Coast. Led by strong pitching and timely hitting, the Dodgers brought championship baseball to California. Fans in LA had something new to celebrate, and the move finally paid off. 1960, Pirates defeat Yankees. In 1960, the Pittsburgh Pirates pulled off a dramatic upset by beating the Yankees in 7 games. Bill Mazeroski's walk-off homer in Game 7 remains the only one ever hit in a World Series Game 7. The Yankees had dominated most of the games, but the Pirates came through when it counted most. It was pure magic. 1961 and 1962, back-to-back Yankees. The Yankees didn't take long to bounce back. They crushed the Reds in 1961, then beat the Giants in 7 games in 1962. Roger Maris and Mickey Mantle powered the offense. Maris had already broken Babe Ruth's home run record earlier that year. This version of the Yankees felt like a perfect mix of power and dominance. 1963 and 1964, Dodgers and Cardinals. In 1963, the Dodgers dominated the Yankees, sweeping them in 4 games with Sandy Koufax stealing the spotlight. Then in 1964, the Cardinals outlasted New York in a 7-game battle. Bob Gibson was nearly unhittable. These back-to-back losses marked a rare stumble for the Yankees and showed how new powers were rising in the National League. 1965, Dodgers again. The Dodgers returned in 1965 and edged out the Minnesota Twins in 7 games. Sandy Koufax started 3 times and shut down Minnesota when it mattered most. Despite sitting out Game 1 for Yom Kippur, he still won World Series MVP. Los Angeles rode his arm and smart defense to another title that confirmed their growing legacy. 1966 through 1968, Orioles, Cardinals, Tigers. In 1966, the Baltimore Orioles stunned the Dodgers with a 4-game sweep. The Cardinals returned in 1967 and beat Boston in a gritty 7-game series. Then the Tigers claimed the crown in 1968 by beating the Cardinals in 7 games. These 3 years saw power shift back and forth, with teams rising quickly and falling just as fast. 1969 Miracle Mets surprise. The 1969 Mets pulled off one of the biggest surprises in baseball history. They beat the heavily favored Orioles in 5 games. Just 7 years after joining the league, the Miracle Mets shocked everyone. Tom Seaver and Jerry Koosman led the pitching, and manager Gil Hodges worked wonders. This Cinderella story captured hearts and made history instantly. 1970 and 1971 Orioles and Pirates. The Orioles bounced back in 1970, overpowering Cincinnati in 5 games. Brooks Robinson stole the show with dazzling defense and key hits. In 1971, the Pirates edged Baltimore in 7 games. Roberto Clemente was the MVP and a leader in every way. These 2 back-to-back showdowns showed how evenly matched both clubs were during that time. 1972 through 1974, Oakland's three-peat. The Oakland A's ruled from 1972 to 1974. They beat the Reds in 7 games in 1972, then beat the Mets in 1973, and finally knocked off the Dodgers in 1974. Led by Reggie Jackson and Catfish Hunter, Oakland's mix of swagger and skill made them a tough opponent. It was one of baseball's greatest championship runs ever. 1975 and 1976, Reds take over. The Big Red Machine roared in 1975 and 1976. First, they beat Boston in 7 thrilling games, one of the best series ever. Then they steamrolled the Yankees in a 4-game sweep. With Joe Morgan, Johnny Bench, and Pete Rose leading the way, Cincinnati made their mark as one of the most dominant teams the sport had ever seen. 1977 and 1978, Yankees and Dodgers. The Yankees got their revenge in both 1977 and 1978 by beating the Dodgers in 6 games each time. In 1977, Reggie Jackson hit 3 home runs in a single World Series game. That performance earned him the nickname Mr. October. The Yankees played with power and personality, reminding fans everywhere why their legacy never really goes away. 1979 Pirates win it all. The Pirates rallied from a 3-1 deficit to beat the Orioles in 7 games. Led by 39-year-old Willie Stargell, who earned MVP honors, Pittsburgh played with grit and heart. Their anthem, "We Are Family," became a symbol of unity and belief as they captured their 5th World Series title. 1980, Phillies' first title. The Phillies won their first championship after nearly a century of failure, beating the Royals in 6 games. Mike Schmidt led the charge with clutch hitting and defense to earn MVP. Philadelphia celebrated at last, shedding decades of heartbreak and giving fans a new reason to believe in their team. 1981 Dodgers over Yankees. After a strike-shortened season, the Dodgers beat the Yankees in 6 games to claim revenge for past losses. Fernando Valenzuela rose to stardom, and timely hitting sealed the win. It marked Los Angeles' first title since 1965, and a satisfying comeback against their most historic and bitter postseason rival. 1982 and 1983, Cardinals and Orioles. In 1982, the Cardinals beat the Brewers in 7 games behind speed and bullpen depth. A year later, the Orioles topped the Phillies in 5 games with Eddie Murray's bat and Scott McGregor's arm. It marked Baltimore's 3rd title and a satisfying end to their run as baseball's consistent contender. 1984, Tigers dominate. The Tigers rolled through the 1984 season and crushed the Padres in 5 games. Alan Trammell earned MVP and Jack Morris starred on the mound. Detroit started 35-5 and finished with 104 wins. Their mix of power and pitching brought home the franchise's 4th title in unforgettable fashion. 1985, Royals win dramatic series. The Royals overcame a 3-1 deficit and a blown call in Game 6 to beat the Cardinals in 7 games. George Brett led Kansas City with fire and precision. Their comeback win delivered the franchise's first World Series title and capped one of the most chaotic series in history. 1986 through 1988, Mets Twins Dodgers. In 1986, the Mets beat Boston after a wild Game 6 error. Then the Twins rode home field dominance to beat the Cardinals in 1987. In 1988, the Dodgers upset the A's, with Kirk Gibson's legendary walk-off homer in Game 1 becoming one of the most unforgettable World Series moments in baseball history. 1989 to 1991, A's, Reds, Twins. The A's swept the Giants in 1989 after an earthquake delayed the series. In 1990, the Reds shocked Oakland with a 4-game sweep. The 1991 series between the Twins and Braves went 7 games, ending with Gene Larkin's walk-off single and one of the greatest Game 7 finishes ever. 1992 and 1993, Blue Jays' first back-to-back. Toronto beat the Braves in 1992 to become the first non-US team to win it all. In 1993, they topped the Phillies thanks to Joe Carter's walk-off home run in Game 6. The Blue Jays' back-to-back titles sparked national pride and gave Canada its greatest baseball moment to date. 1994, no World Series. In 1994, a players' strike canceled the World Series for the first time since 1904. The season ended abruptly in August, leaving fans devastated. The strike wiped out a year of big stats and playoff potential, and no champion was crowned in what could have been an all-time classic postseason. 1995 through 2000, Braves and Yankees comeback. The Braves won it all in 1995 over Cleveland. Then came a Yankee dynasty, titles in 1996, 1998, 1999, and 2000. They beat Atlanta twice, San Diego, and the Mets. With Jeter, Rivera, and manager Joe Torre, the Yankees dominated baseball and returned to the top of the sports world. 1996 to 2000 would have been a straight stretch for the Yankees if not for the Miami Marlins, who won it in 1997. 2001 to 2005, Diamondbacks to White Sox. Arizona beat the Yankees in a thrilling 2001 Game 7. The Angels won their first title in 2002. The Marlins shocked New York again in 2003. Boston ended its curse in 2004. Then in 2005, the White Sox ended their 88-year drought by sweeping the Astros in a dominant performance. 2006 to 2009, Cardinals, Red Sox, Phillies, Yankees. The Cardinals beat Detroit in 2006. Boston swept Colorado in 2007. In 2008, the Phillies topped the Rays, powered by Cole Hamels. Then in 2009, the Yankees won their 27th title by beating Philadelphia in 6 games, returning to championship form with a veteran core and strong pitching depth. 2010 to 2014 Giants sweep, Cardinals, Giants again. The Giants beat Texas in 2010, then Detroit in 2012, and edged Kansas City in 2014. The Cardinals won an unforgettable 2011 series against Texas. Madison Bumgarner's 2014 performance became legendary. This 5-year stretch featured clutch hits, dramatic finishes, and the rise of San Francisco's unexpected postseason dynasty. 2013 and 2015 Red Sox and Royals. Boston beat St. Louis in 2013 behind David Ortiz's MVP performance. In 2015, the Royals got revenge after their 2014 loss, defeating the Mets in 5 games. Eric Hosmer's daring dash in Game 5 turned the tide and helped Kansas City rewrite their story as champions at last. 2016 to 2019 Cubs, Astros, Red Sox, Nationals. The Cubs ended 108 years of frustration in 2016 with a wild Game 7 win over Cleveland. The Astros won in 2017, the Red Sox dominated in 2018, and the Nationals stunned Houston in 2019. Each series delivered drama, with redemption and heartbreak in equal doses across those 4 seasons. 2020 to 2022 Dodgers, Braves, Astros. The Dodgers won the 2020 title in a neutral site bubble, beating the Rays. In 2021, the Braves powered past Houston. The Astros bounced back in 2022, defeating the Phillies in 6 games. Each champion overcame unique challenges and solidified their place among modern baseball's elite teams during a chaotic era. 2023 to 2024 Rangers and Dodgers. The Rangers captured their first title in 2023, sweeping the Diamondbacks with explosive offense and steady pitching. In 2024, the Dodgers beat the Yankees in 5 games. Freddie Freeman earned MVP honors, and Los Angeles celebrated its 8th championship, continuing their legacy of success in the game's biggest moments. Now, if you enjoyed this video, subscribe to our channel for more baseball action.